The self is not real, the great awakening the Buddha wanted us to see. There is a voice that has always been there, in our heads, echoing through even the most silent moments. It comments, judges, remembers, plans, compares, and worries. From dawn until night, that voice never rests, as if, should it fall silent, the entire world would dissolve into nothingness. We've grown so accustomed to it that we no longer notice. We are living our entire lives inside the story our own minds are telling. An endless narrative about me, mine, and what belongs to me. And yet, if we truly pause, not to think, but to see, we discover something strange. That me, the protagonist of our inner life, has never actually been found. It's not in the body, not in memory, not in emotion, not in thought. All that can be seen are experiences arising and fading, while the one who experiences always slips away from grasp. From the moment we open our eyes, the mind begins to narrate. It weaves sensations, memories, dreams, words of others, and unfinished plans into a vibrant tapestry called my life. In it, there is a central figure, me, the one who thinks, acts, and hopes. Yet, as the Buddha once said, that person is not real in the way we assume. What we call I is only a story the mind constructs to maintain a sense of continuity between fragments of experience. Like a film running too quickly so that the eye mistakes still frames for continuous motion. The mind connects momentary flashes of awareness into what seems like a flowing stream called I am living. And so we believe in it, love it, fear losing it, and organize our entire lives around protecting that fragile character from harm. But when we turn back and look directly, asking, who am I, really? We find only thoughts arising, emotions swelling, a body breathing, but no fixed owner in the middle. There is only the stream of experience unfolding, and an unconscious habit of labeling everything as I. The story of I needs a foundation to exist, and that foundation is memory. We think we are the one who was, the one who has lived. But few realize, memory is not a faithful recording, it is reconstruction. Each time we remember, the mind paints the past in the colors of the present emotion. When we are happy, the past seems gentle and meaningful. When we are sad, those same memories become evidence of failure. The mind retells the past in ways that protect the current story of self. Thus, the me of yesterday is not the me of today, yet we still believe they are the same person. The Buddha said in the Phena Sutta, form is like a lump of foam, feeling like a bubble, perception like a mirage, formations like a plantain trunk, and consciousness like a magic trick. Peel away each layer and nothing solid remains, only emptiness disguised as form. If we ask, why can't we let go of this story of me? The answer lies in humanity's oldest fear, the fear of disappearance. Unlike other creatures, humans know they will die, not just intellectually, but existentially. In those quiet midnight moments staring at the ceiling, the truth touches us like a cold blade. All of this will end. This body will stop breathing, this memory will fade, and nothing will remain to be called me. The mind cannot bear that raw truth, so it weaves an illusion to soothe the fear. It tells a story, I was, I will be, I will continue, a fictional continuity that helps us forget that in reality, all things exist only in the present moment. Arthur Schopenhauer called this the will to live, the blind urge to keep existing, to become, to never fade away. And as the Buddha revealed, the very effort to escape impermanence is the root of suffering. In the beginning, the story of I arose to help us live, to give direction, memory, and emotion. But eventually, it seized control. Like a writer trapped inside their own diary, we began living for the story rather than for life itself. That story demands protection. We must be right, successful, recognized. It demands improvement. We must become better, wiser, more worthy. It demands continuation. We fear aging, sickness, failure, and death. The story is a house made of smoke, yet we live inside it, thickening its walls with anxiety and hope. As the Buddha taught, it is precisely this structure, the constant effort to maintain the I, that is the root of dukkha, suffering. Because I is a process without foundation, it must be constantly reinforced. And everything that threatens the story becomes an enemy, other people, time, even truth itself. The Buddha did not teach us to destroy the self, nor to deny our being. He simply invited us to see clearly. In the Milindapanha, when King Milinda asked Venerable Nagasena, if there is no you, who is speaking to me? Nagasena replied, just as chariot is a name for the combination of parts, so Nagasena is a conventional name for the collection of body, feeling, perception, formations, and consciousness. Thus, we understand that I is not an entity but a temporary concept, Like a flame that exists only when fuel, air, and space come together. When those conditions change, the flame ceases. But we need not fear, for the essence of life itself is continual arising and passing. In the Anatalakkhana Sutta, the Buddha taught, form is not self. If form were self, it would not lead to suffering, and one could say of form, let it be thus, let it not be thus. The same applies to feeling, perception, formations, and consciousness. Nothing within us can be perfectly controlled, therefore, nothing within us is I. Non-self does not negate life, it reveals life as a flow without an owner. In that flow, all is natural, effortless, and unbound. When we fail to see this, the mind falls into two loops. A. The narrative loop, why am I like this? I'm worthless. I'll never change. Such stories never solve the problem, they only repeat suffering. The mind becomes a needle stuck in a groove. The Buddha called this ayoniso manasikara, misdirected attention, which feeds defilements and keeps them growing. B. The illusion of deficiency, I'll be happy when. Yet every time we get what we want, a new desire appears soon after. Because the story of I needs a sense of lack to survive. If I were complete, the story would end, and the void of non-self would appear, which the mind still fears. The Buddha named the root of both loops tanha, craving. Craving for sensual pleasure, kama tanha. Craving for existence, bhava tanha. Craving for non-existence, vibhava tanha. In every form, it is the same mechanism, an imagined self-longing to persist. While we are busy narrating I was, I will be, I should. Life itself is happening, right now, the breath coming in, the sound of wind, the play of light on the wall. But because the mind is lost in story, we miss the living moment. We eat while thinking, listen while preparing to reply, walk through nature while taking photos to retell later. Like the example in the video, after a wonderful vacation, we feel empty when we lose the pictures, because there's no story left to tell. Thus, real experience is replaced by the memory of experience. The Buddha didn't tell us to stop storytelling by force, he taught us to see the story as it is being told. When seen clearly, it dissolves on its own. When we are present with reality, just this breath, just this sensation, the story has nowhere to cling. This is yathabhutanjana dasana, seeing things as they truly are. Take anger, for instance. 1. Identification, I am angry. No freedom. 2. Resistance, I should not be angry. Suffering multiplied. 3. Pure observation, anger is present. Freedom. In the third way, anger still exists, but there's no one bound by it. It arises, stays, and fades, like rain that comes and goes. When we live this way, we are no longer victims of emotions, but witnesses of life itself. This is the essence of mindfulness meditation as taught in the Satipatthana Sutta. A monk contemplates the body and the body, feeling and feeling, mind and mind. Not I am watching my body, but direct awareness, no observer, only observation. A common question arises. If there is no I, is there still love, still compassion? The answer is, when the story falls silent, love truly blossoms. As long as there is I am helping, there will be exhaustion, expectation, disappointment. But when there is no I, action flows naturally, like the right hand helping the left when it's hurt, without needing to think, I am helping myself. Compassion needs no giver, it is the spontaneous response of awareness to suffering. As the Buddha said, be an island unto yourself. Meaning, find refuge not in the story of I will be saved, but in direct knowing itself, where there is nothing to save. When the I dissolves, life continues, deeper, simpler, more natural. No one needs to be special, no one needs to win or prove anything. Life lives itself. In that stillness, everything is seen as it truly is. There is breathing, there is movement, there is understanding, there is action, but no owner in between. That is nirvana in every moment, when there is no one to grasp, no one to be bound. The Buddha said in the Dhammapada, all phenomena are not self. When one sees this with wisdom, one is freed from suffering. This is the path of purity. And Zen Master Dogen expressed it in the language of Zen. To study the Buddha way is to study the self. To study the self is to forget the self. To forget the self is to be enlightened by all things. When the I is forgotten, life is not lost, it returns to its true freedom. No boundary remains between me and the world, only the silent movement of truth itself. When we truly see, the story of I does not need to be destroyed, it simply melts like mist under sunlight. We can still say I, still act, love, and laugh. but no longer from a self that demands affirmation. Everything becomes lighter, speaking without a speaker, doing without a doer, living without a liver. And in that stillness, we realize something wondrous. No one is liberated, only liberation itself exists. This realization is not a thought or belief, but a direct seeing in each breath. There is no I am breathing, only breath happening. No I am living, only life unfolding by itself. Everything begins and ends here. In this very moment, when the story is silent, when the mind stops narrating itself, when only pure, luminous life remains. Simply living itself.
Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to watch more interesting videos.